I'm here with Shannon Quintanar at Offleash Canine Training with Maryjane for Training with Maryjane. How are you today, Shannon?
Doing awesome. Excited that you guys came out.
Yes, I am so excited. It's been really challenging with Maryjane, as I've told you. Yeah. And so I'm excited to be able to handle her a little better and meet her needs.
Yeah, she's smart and she's strong.
Yes, for sure.
Awesome.
So what have we got here?
So this is the e-collar. This is kind of our system for off-leash canine. We use an e-collar. It is a remote. Basically, I can reach her from afar. If I don't have a leash on her, this reaches about half a mile. It's waterproof and it has a flashlight. So I can actually talk to her even without the leash. We are named Off-Leash Canine because we're trying to get your dog off-leash reliable. So this system, we have a method that works to get her reliable off-leash. Nice. It is very similar to a TENS unit for physical therapy. This contracts muscles. So it does not shock a dog, doesn't make them cry and jump in the air. We're trying to get them to have, basically, it's a little bit of an attention grabber. We're tapping her on the shoulder to get her to pay attention to us. Nice. Especially when she's focused in on a squirrel or a bird or a friend, and we just can't get her to listen. This is gonna help us when we don't have a leash on her.
Wonderful.
All right, so let me get started. I'm gonna explain just a couple of things really quickly. In the manual, in the back, there is two small notices. One, it says possible metal allergy. The second one, it says to prevent water damage. Both notices are talking about these contact points. They are currently made out of nickel. If you see an allergy within 1 to 2 days around her neck, we have hypoallergenic ones. Okay. So we'll switch them out, she'll be safe, nothing has to get crazy. Also, preventing water damage. These two contact points, if we can make sure before we go swimming or before we bathe her, if these two contact points are good and tight, just to make sure they're not gonna get malfunctioning and kind of get ruined a little bit. So that is that for right now. We have the remote as well. The front will always say off leash. This is gonna be your main tool and this is gonna be Maryjane's main tool. And now we have one charger for both items. At the very end, it's dual purpose. You can plug both of them in at the same time every single night, just like your cell phone. Nice. It does last about 48 hours, but I don't want to be caught off guard. If my dog really needs it, I don't want to waste time, and then by the time I need it, it's dead. Right. So we always charge it every single night like our cell phones. Now, when you go home, I do want you to go to page 27, and I do want you to register your 2-year warranty. You've already paid for everything. You don't have to pay for the warranty. All you have to do is go online or call the number. They're going to ask for the serial number. It's the white box. And they're going to ask for the model number. It says 300 right here. It also says 300 on the manual.
Pretty simple.
Okay? Yeah. Maryjane, hi. Can you sit? Oh, she's smart. She is smart. Awesome. So when we have this, there's a system. We are not going to leave it on her when we leave the house. So if we're gone from the house, she's naked. If we're sleeping at night, she's naked. She's not gonna be needing this. We're not training her when we're sleeping, and we're not training her when we're gone. So we don't want her to get hurt by wearing this just because it's been on for too long. Another thing, this is what I call the box right here. We are gonna have it on the right side for about a few hours, and we're gonna switch it over to the left side for about a few hours. And we're gonna keep doing that throughout the day. We don't want to leave it there for 12 or 15 hours and give her a bruise. We want to switch it and give her a chance to breathe on both sides. Sure. But the reason for having it on that much throughout the day, we're trying for her to be desensitized. So she's not worried about when I grab the collar, am I bad?
Oh, no. Right.
We don't want her to think it's a scary thing. We want her to see the collar and be like, cool, all right, let's go. Yeah. So wearing it constantly, just like her green collar, she's not fazed. She doesn't have emotions about it. She's totally fine. Hi, what is that? So having it on quite a bit is gonna help her just get over it basically, and she doesn't see it as a fearful thing. Now we do have a couple of small items in here. I'm not gonna get too detailed. These are long-haired contact points. In case she were to lose them, you can use these. And we have a three amount little toolbox right here, just 3 tools, nothing crazy. The main thing you're looking for is this long tool. This loosens and tightens those contact points. Oh, okay. So it's just a little leverage basically. And then let's see, we do have a lanyard. I personally don't like the lanyard. It attaches to the e-collar remote down here. I personally would recommend getting a carabiner type of thing.
Oh, okay. Right.
So that way you can keep it on you, you can have it with you, you're not fumbling to go to the other room and grab it, it's with you already. So when we wear the collar, like I was saying, it is gonna be about 3 to 4 hours on each side, but we also wanna make sure that it's a good and tight fit. We don't want it loose spinning around her neck. Okay. Number one, if it's loose, you're gonna be frustrated because you're pressing the button and she doesn't listen. So you're frustrated, number one. Number two, you might be going higher because you're frustrated and you're like, let me turn it up higher. Then she freaks out. So it's not fair if it's loose because you're getting mad and then she's getting scared and then it's just not fair. So we want to make sure it's good and tight, and I'll show you that in a second. Let me go over how to turn everything on. So when we turn on the collar, there's a little system how to turn everything on. Right here, the front will always be with off leash. On the right side, there's a tiny little red dot. So right here, little red dot to little red dot, I'm going to tap it. There's a green light that lights up. That means it's on. That is only the e-collar. This is still not on. So the front will light up blue right in that screen. This black button in the back, I'm going to hold it in until that front turns blue. Okay. And now we're good. Nice. So now everything is on. I'm going to use this little button right above the red dot. It says T for test. What does that do? If you want to hold it for a second, it's just a vibrate. So I'm going to press it. Okay. It just vibrates like your cell phone. Great. We don't use that on Maryjane because she might get a little startled. What do we use that for? As soon as I turn everything on, I press vibrate to make sure this remote is communicating with that e-collar. Now, on the other side, we have an S and another S. There's a black and a red, so let me explain those two things. The black one will be whatever is in the screen, whatever number you want, that's up to her basically, what number she needs. But basically, the black one will be whatever you see in the screen, and the red one will be a boost by 5 levels. Okay. So in case she's great on a 7 or an 8, and then all of a sudden, 5 dogs come out of nowhere. Right. It's a little harder to adjust the dial at that point, so I can just give her a quick boost. It's temporary. Hi, come. It's temporary, so as soon as I let go of the boost, it's back to her normal number. So anytime I press this button, right here lights up. So it lights up red every time I press. Okay. You can also press and hold, and it'll stay red. Okay. Meaning it's gonna keep tapping, tapping, tapping until I let go. Kind of like a naggy format, just hey, hey, hey. It's never gonna stay on one number. So if she's generally good on a 5 or a 6, awesome, but it will fluctuate throughout the day. It'll fluctuate depending on the scenario. So she might be great inside listening 100%. As soon as someone comes in the building or as soon as you step outside, the numbers might change. Okay. It also might change if people are around or dogs are around too. I do want you to feel it. Okay. It's not scary, it's totally fine. I've had a 5-year-old feel it. What we're gonna be doing, these 2 contact points, the long part of your thumb right here, you're gonna push it down into there and you're gonna hold with your hand. So 0, you won't feel nothing, and I guarantee you don't have to be shaking in your pants. Number 4, don't feel anything on number 4. Here's number 9. Oh. And here's 12, a little more.
I hardly feel it.
Here's 14.
It's really weak.
Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't feel it till 18, so here's 17. A little stronger, but not deadly.
A little bit, yeah.
Here's 20.
It's a little bit stronger,
yeah. But definitely you get what I'm saying. So it's not about to make her jump in the air and scream, but I guarantee she will feel all the numbers you didn't feel. She will feel 5. She will probably feel 7. We didn't even feel it till about 12 or 13. Right. So now you know what you're doing to your dog. And now you know you're not using super excessive force, and we're not trying to go to high numbers if she's responding. So what am I looking for when she responds? I'm looking for her to look back, or if the e-collar is right here, I'm looking for her to kind of look towards the e-collar. What was that? That's a good response. Okay. If she's freaking out or she screams, that might be too high of a number. All right, so I'm gonna put it on her and we're gonna get started. Awesome, girlfriend. Yes, you're good. You're a good girl. Okay, so now we are gonna get started. We're gonna move on over to the mat and we're gonna work on walking her on a leash. All right, so now we have the remote, we have the e-collar on her, and we have the leash. We are gonna work on walking on a leash nicely. Number 1 rule, when we put the leash on her, we do not want any tension on the leash. And I mean tension taut like that. It's very hard and it's very heavy. We want it to be loose, like an arch, feels great. If it's like an arch, it's like a smiley face, we're happy. If it's tight, I'm not happy. So what are we doing with her? When the leash goes on, doesn't matter if you're inside, it doesn't matter if you're just walking to the car. We don't want any tension. Dogs are very smart. So if you allow tension just here to the car or just here to the garage, she's gonna start seeing all those little loopholes and she's gonna say, well, you don't know, bye, and she's gonna keep pulling. So we wanna start as soon as the leash goes on, no pulling. Even if I'm just standing here talking to my friend, she doesn't need a pull. So what are we gonna do first? I'm gonna click every time she reaches the end and there's tension. So as soon as she reaches the end, I'm clicking, you'll hear a beep. She's doing pretty good right now, so I'm just gonna give it right there. Good girl. Good, and that's a 4, so I'm gonna lower it back down. She got a little startled. So we're walking around, we're hanging out. Good girl. Good job. Yeah, shake it off. That's a good girl. If you notice, I haven't said come, don't do that, stop pulling. I haven't said anything. We're just tapping with the remote lightly. She's coming back in and she's feeling this is a safe zone. If I go further, it's not so safe out there. So we're teaching her how to stay close so I can walk her with basically 2 fingers eventually. Maybe no leash eventually. So this is what we're working on. Just walking. And I can kind of intrigue her. If I throw out some treats, she might go for the treats. Oh, good girl, she didn't go for the treats. She's walking with me. Couple corrections, she's already staying really close by. Good job. Oh, that's a good girl. I haven't had to tell her anymore. Basically, she's already understanding what to do. Since we're already at that level, she's staying close to me. Good. Now we can work on the word sit. Can you sit? I always give her a free chance just to see if she knows it and does it without me correcting her. But if the second time I have to ask her again, I will be using the remote. Third time, I'm gonna go higher on the numbers. Fourth time, we shouldn't be getting to there, but if there is a fourth time, we're gonna go a little bit higher on the numbers. So basically, she's in a sit. We want to start releasing her with a release word. We're gonna say, break. Good girl. Since break is something very happy, she's finished working, I want you to make it very celebratory, very happy, very light. Everything else is very neutral. Good sit, good come, that's fine. But when we say break, yeah, good job. Oh, that's a good girl. Kind of like that, okay? So we're gonna be walking around, same thing. I tap, she comes in, good girl. Tap, right there, there's tension. Now she smells some treats. Good, good job. Sit. Good sit. All right, well, this has been Training with Maryjane. We're Off-Leash Canine Training of Arkansas. It was nice meeting you all. Till next week. Break. Yay! Good job.